I can see her.
I think there's been an issue with Paula and Ines, so I don't think Paula's attending tonight. I think Ines is.
Oh, okay. But Ines is also not inside the call. Let's wait 5 more minutes for more people to join in. Thank you.
I just had a message from Ines. She's joining now.
Yeah. I think that I saw her, so I think that we're fine. But just let's wait 5 more minutes for more people to come in, and then we can start, right?
Sure.
Great.
Okay, Anna?
Yeah, I think that we can start now.
Yeah, I think now would be a good
Great,
time.
great. Okay, I will share my screen. I will share the whole screen because. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I would like to thank every one of you for being here with us today. I think that I'm speaking for all of my partners. We are very excited to share with you. Can you hear me? I think I have some comeback with my nose.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so I was saying that we are very excited to share with you our project outcomes and results. I'm gonna give you just a brief presentation for our project and then we can proceed with the rest of the presentations. So the project consortium consists of 5 partners from 5 different European countries. We have our coordinator, Welcome Home International from Belgium, which is an NGO that supports refugees and asylum seekers. We have a Termon from the Netherlands, which is a leading company that specializes on game-based learning and gamification. We have FAIUB, a Portuguese organization that represents youth associations of the district of Braga. We have Tia Formazione, a non-profit organization from Italy that promotes European Union policies to young people and adults. And of course, our partner from Cyprus, Synthesis, which is a research and education center um, based in Cyprus. So, I would like to add that our project's target group is people between the ages of 18 and 30 years old, youth workers, youth trainers, youth education staff, women organization staff, and we aim to impart the appropriate information in order to help them to identify discrimination and harassment situations and, of course, to cope with them. Um, the Animatopedia purpose is to prevent and redirect sex-based discrimination and sexual harassment and promote gender equality among young people through education, to combat sexism and gender stereotypes, to empower women, migrant and refugee women, and the LGBTQIA plus community. How is that possible? Of course, the Animatopedia team has created 8 different videos with specific topics that cover incidents of workplace harassment, school harassment, harassment in the LGBTQIA plus communities, harassment in sports, racial harassment, religion harassment, online harassment, and harassment based on disabilities. So, as you can understand, the main goal of the project and all of our partners is to somehow create a more equal society for all of us. So, get ready. I think that we are able to start now with our first presentation. Welcome Home International is going to talk about harassment into workspace and school. So, I think that Barbara, the floor is yours. You can start with your presentation. Let me stop mine. You are on mute.
Okay, got it. Hi, everyone. I'm Barbara, representing Welcome Home International from Belgium, and I'll start my presentation on our topics. Our topics were workplace and school harassment, and we made the content for the videos. Am I sharing my screen now? Can you all see? Can you all see my screen?
No, not yet.
No. Not really, no.
Oh, let me
No.
see. What have I done wrong? Why is it not sharing? Entire screen? Share. Okay, now it should be working. Can you see now?
Yes, Barbara, we can see it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so we're trying to understand and prevent harassment in the workplace and in schools. That was the content of the videos that we made for this project. So we wanted to understand harassment in the workplace and schools, and then I'll be showing you the videos, and we'll be conducting an interactive quiz on the video content, and we'll be talking about prevention and response strategies. Harassment is unwanted behavior that offends, humiliates, or intimidates a person. You can have types of harassment: verbal, physical, visual, and cyberbullying. I'd like to also add sexual harassment as well, which isn't written in the list. Harassment in the workplace can be things like bullying of colleagues and superiors, sexual harassment, discrimination based on race, gender, or religion. The impact is decreased productivity, mental health issues, and high turnover rates. Harassment in schools comes across as bullying by peers or teachers, cyberbullying, exclusion based on social or ethnic background. And the impact, of course, is academic decline, psychological trauma, and absenteeism. Prevention strategies in the workplace, it would be to establish clear policies and reporting mechanisms, provide regular training and awareness programs, foster supportive, inclusive cultures. In schools, it would be to implement strict anti-bullying policies, encourage open communication between students and staff, and offer counselling and support services. Response strategies in the workplace would be to take all complaints seriously, conduct thorough investigations, and support victims to ensure their safety. In schools, it's very much the same, with immediate intervention in bullying incidents, providing resources and support for affected students, and engaging parents and the community. So for the first video was our workplace harassment. Sorry, let me just copy this link and I can show you the video now.
There is no sound,
There's no
Barbara.
sound?
No,
How do I put the sound on then? I mustn't, just a minute. I'm back into, let me see. I'm used to using Zoom.
Barbara, what I suggest is that you put the video.
Also share audio tab. I can see it here. It's on. Also share tab audio. Can I give it another try?
Yeah, but also if it doesn't work, you can put in the presentation the video. You can integrate it in the presentation. I think that this way it's going to work. But let's try your way first and we can see.
Okay, we'll give it a go. Just a minute.
I think again it's not working. The sound is not working.
It's not working? Okay, I'm not sure.
You can download the video and integrate it in your presentation. I think that this is gonna work.
How do I integrate it into the presentation?
Insert it to the presentation. Download the video from Google Drive, from our Google Drive.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can proceed with integrating to the presentation.
I don't know how to do that, Anna.
Just like you put a picture to the presentation.
Oh, it's just the same way?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment.
Or if you can't, maybe I can show the video for you. Let's try.
I've got workplace harassment was the first one. Just a minute, I'm just downloading it.
Yep.
No, no. It won't work, Anna.
Okay. No worries.
It
Let
says one or
me.
more image or the video format is invalid or unsupported. So it won't
Okay.
integrate it
No
into-
worries. I will do it for you. I will put it in my presentation and I can show it to everyone.
Okay.
So maybe you should stop sharing and I'll show my screen. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry for the hold up, everyone.
It's okay, of course.
It's
We have
always
some technical issues. This is what happens with live. No. Okay, I think I'm ready. I will present it. Hopefully you can see it. You can hear it, right?
But nothing's happening in the video. It's just we're just seeing the first screen. The video's not playing.
Oh, it's not playing?
No, we just see the background.
If I have it like this?
Now it's working.
Okay. It's working, right?
Yes, it's working now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
No worries.
Okay, so I'll share screen again. That was our workplace harassment video. So I suppose it's probably difficult to ask open-ended questions to a webinar, but does anyone have anything interesting to say what stood out to you in the video? Maybe you could leave something in the comments.
There is a raised hand, so we can hear from Rahil, if I pronounce it correctly.
Maybe it was a mistake.
Okay.
Can I ask something? Sorry, my name is Violet. I'm from Bulgaria.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi, thank you very much for this video, and I'm very this is my topic. So, where is the line between somebody to report the harassment because of the standards of the job? Because me as a head of sector, head of department, I want that this and this task are made in this way. But people or colleagues, they didn't understand this. And in the end, I have a report because I'm very awful, and I make this type of harassment of them. It's where is the balance?
Well, I think with harassment, it's different to being an angry boss. I think you can be an angry boss and not be participating in harassment. Harassment's when it becomes very personal and you're starting to accuse people of being stupid or ugly, or like putting on personal insults rather than just like, hey, your work wasn't very good.
I understand perfectly this, but what to do when somebody perceptions are different? So when I'm strict and I do my work as under the standards of this work, and I really wanted that we have these standards in our work, but people don't understand, don't want to do like that, didn't do as the standard is. So in the end, they make a report that they are under this situation.
Sorry, can I reply, Barbara?
Sure, Ines.
Violeta,
Yes.
first of all, I'm Ines and from Tia Formazione, that is one of
Yes.
the partner. I have met this topic also in my life, but at the same time, it's very common that there is a perception that can be different from what really is, because everybody sometimes projects themselves.
Yes.
What I would like to ask, first of all, as Barbara was saying, sexual harassment is something very concrete. It's something
Yes.
that, so I don't think that you are attacked for this reason. Probably you are attacked because you are a sort of boss that is very, I think that they say they are awful because you are, maybe you want that things are done in the right way, in the correct way. So it's not related to, I think that it's not related to harassment, but to sexual harassment, but probably is more related to a fact of leadership.
Okay, I just wanted to do this, to not be under the lights now. Just wanted to see the other point of view.
Yes.
Not in case that we have these cases, and it's very important to make reports to prevent, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But other case, when you are in this situation, because somebody make the report for you without have this special requirements for that. Okay, thank you. Let's continue.
I think that it's a fact of your boss at that point. So he has not to listen that you are making harassment, because it's not true.
Okay. Thank you.
Nothing.
Barbara, you're on mute.
Sorry, I'm back. I had to get out of all my screens. So the second video, can you play the second video, Anna?
Yeah, of course.
So the second video is on school harassment. And Anna will pull that up now. Great, thanks, Anna.
You can share now.
Okay, so then, does anyone have anything that they'd like to say about the video? Like, what were the key takeaways from the video, or how schools can better support victims of harassment? Would anyone like to speak? Okay, so we can move on.
Simone has raised their hand, so
Oh,
maybe
brilliant.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to also share my thoughts regarding this topic of discussion on harassment in school. My name is Simon. I'm so much grateful to join you today. I am catching you live from Uganda in Bidibidi Refugee Settlement. And this has really been a key topic of discussion that has really touched me deep, because when we talk about harassment, sexual harassment, this has been a key issue that are really affecting not only refugees, but other also underprivileged communities. This is mostly because people have the fear to report, because the fear of retaliation has really been a major factor that stops people from speaking up. And this, in relationship, when we talk about schools, you know, most often times children or students or pupils face harassment by maybe their fellow students or even from teachers. And when we look at this scenario, I would say it's good to always open up to an adult. It is really key. You can open up to an adult, you share this, but it should be an adult that you really trust, that cannot leak this out, so that again, you are not followed up for retaliation. Because if you share this with an adult, you know, some people, they really can't keep your information confidential. But who is this person that you'll open up to? This should be someone whom you trust, who is able to keep your information confidential, who is able to also support you, maybe emotionally. Of course, the effect goes really beyond your mental well-being, psychological, you'll not feel fine. But I am just in nutshell saying that it's really very important to educate their community, to educate learners and sensitize them to open up. And of course, they should know what harassment is. Like Violeta brought it out. At some point, you might look at a certain behavior like harassment, but at some point it's not. It's not. But what exactly is harassment? If the community is able to know, to differentiate between harassment and someone who is strict to what he is saying, you can be in position to differentiate and no, this is not harassment and this is harassment. If you're able to differentiate this, I think we will realize that more cases will be reported. But if people are not aware about the differences, then it becomes hard. Otherwise, I'm really so much curious to still learn more from this. I'm really so much grateful to catch you live from Uganda. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Barbara, you are again on mute. It's okay.
Oh my
Thank you
God.
so
I'm
much.
sorry. I'm just not doing it well today. So thank you, Simon. That was a really great feedback. We really appreciate you speaking up. I just have one last element of my presentation left, which is actually an online quiz. Do we have time for that, Anna, or have we gone over my time?
No. You can proceed. It's okay.
Okay. So I'm going to share with you here. Just a minute. Let me get it up.
Anna, there was also Mohammed that wanted to talk also before.
Oh, was Mohammed wanted to talk?
Yes,
I didn't see the hand right now. Yes, of course. She can talk.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Mohammed.
Yeah, I'm jovial to join you here on this online webinar. With in your insight.
You're cutting out a little bit, Mohammed. Can you?
Contribution. Really. Do you hear me now?
Now you're cutting out a little bit. You're cutting out a little bit. We can see you now, but it's irregular.
Hello? Your line doesn't work fine.
Yeah, I think it's your internet connection. I think we've lost him.
Yeah,
Have we lost you?
The picture is
yes.
Maybe you can write on the chat, Mohammed.
Yeah, you can write
Your
it on chat.
question
Maybe we
will
can
be-
discuss it later. You can say what you want to say. It's okay.
Yeah, Mohammed, could you write it in the chat for us? And we'll come back to this. No, we can't. None of us can hear Mohammed.
Yeah, I think that he lost connection. So yeah.
I think so. I think that's sad. I was interested to hear what he had to say. Was there anyone else that wanted to speak? Or shall I move on to the quiz? Okay, I'll move on to the quiz. So I'll share. Okay, so if everyone could use their phone to have a look at the QR code there and join the game with the access code. Could we all do that? Put your hand up when you're ready to go in the chat so we know that everyone's ready to play the quiz.
Just enlarge this code a bit because I can't scan it on my phone. It's too small.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you so much.
I have a feeling we're not going to have enough space for everyone. I just noticed now we can only accept 20 players.
Hello,
And we've got a lot.
Barbara, is it possible to share maybe the link on the message so that we can also tap?
I can share the link with you, sure.
Barbara,
Yes,
it's okay if it has only 20 people. We can add.
Oh no, it says total players 21
yeah.
out of 20. No, we can only play with 20. Sorry. I hadn't checked that. I didn't expect to have so many people. No, we've got 22 players now.
I think that we can add more, so maybe if you send the link and everybody can join.
Okay, there's only the link. Oh, wait a minute. Join at, let me see. Where's the chat? Here we go. Okay, I'm going to start now because I don't think it's accepting any more players. So we're ready to go. So what's the most common form of workplace harassment? 9 seconds left. It was verbal harassment, and almost everyone got that right. So then the next one. Which of the following is an example of cyberbullying in schools? You've got name calling, physical threats, spreading rumors online, or ignoring someone. Spreading rumors online. And there we go. We've got our top 5. What should you do if you witness harassment in the workplace? Ignore it, confront the harasser, report it to HR, or talk to the victim in private. Report it to HR. How can schools prevent harassment? Implementing anti-bullying policies, conduct awareness programs, provide counselling services, or all of the above? All of the above. And we've got some good answers there. Which of the following is not a form of cyberbullying? Sending threatening emails, posting inappropriate photos of someone without their consent, spreading rumors online, or ignoring someone at work? Ignoring someone at work. And there we have the results. What is the first step you should take if you are a victim of harassment? Confront the harasser, document the incidents, quit your job at school, or do nothing and hope it stops. Document the incidents. True or false? Is it acceptable to joke about someone's race or gender if it is meant as a joke and they are not offended? False. Which of the following is a sign that someone may be experiencing harassment? Increased absenteeism, social withdrawal, drop in productivity or grades, all of the above. All of the above. What role does bystander intervention play in preventing harassment? It can help stop harassment. It shows support for the victim. It holds the harasser accountable, or all of the above. And it's all of the above. How can schools and workplaces create safe environments free from harassment? By providing training and education on harassment, by enforcing strict policies and consequences, by promoting a culture of respect and inclusion, or all of the above? All of the above. And that takes us to the end of our webinar, of our presentation. In conclusion, are we on the right page? Can you see my presentation there?
Yes.
In summary, understanding harassment and its impact is crucial. Both workplace and schools must take proactive steps to prevent and respond to harassment. Creating a safe and supportive environment is a collective responsibility. Let's all work together and make a difference. So that will end my presentation from Welcome Home International and the topics that we covered in our video content creation. So I hope you enjoyed them all, and I'll hand it over to the next person who's going to be presenting. Who's next, Anna?
So the second presentation is by Fayub. Fayub, Bianca is going to talk about religion and racial harassment. So let's hear what they can share with
Hello,
us.
everyone. Thank you for the introduction. You can hear me well?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. So I'm also super happy to be with you today here. I hope you're gonna enjoy my presentation as well. Let me share the link. You can see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to talk about racial and religious harassment. And as Barbara did, I will go through some of the theory, let's say, and then I will present the video that was created under the project. So basically, racial harassment is any unwelcome behavior related to race, ethnicity, or skin color that creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment. There are different forms of harassment, as Barbara said. The verbal one, in case of racial harassment, consists of insults, jokes, or derogatory comments. The physical one, threats or actual physical attacks. Visual can be offensive symbols, graffiti, or gestures. And the cyberbullying or hate speech on social media. The impact it can have is on different level. It can be emotional with stress, anxiety, and depression, social, causing isolation and damaged relationships, professional, reduced productivity and career setbacks, and physical health problems from sustained stress. The legal framework consists of anti-discrimination laws that prohibit racial harassment in workplaces, schools, and public spaces, and rights and protections. The victims can seek legal redress and protection under various national and international laws. The prevention and response can be done through education, through awareness programs and trainings like this one, Animatopedia, then through policies, clear anti-harassment policies and procedures, support systems, counseling, support groups and reporting mechanism, and action, immediate and appropriate action against the perpetrators. What we do is a call to action to promote inclusivity, to celebrate diversity in all environments, stand against harassment by supporting victims and challenge discriminatory behavior, and foster safe spaces, creating environments where everyone feels respected and valued. I'm gonna show you now the video, and then we will have some follow-up questions, so you should pay attention to it. Let me know if you can hear the sound of it. Yeah, we can hear. Okay. So I prepared some questions, but if you want to join the conversation and share your thoughts, would be as well a good idea. I see a hand from Jillian.
It was
Or no?
just up from before, so.
Ah, okay. Okay. So anyone who wants to share any thoughts on the video or on the content of racial harassment? Irene, yes.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My voice is a little bit cracked, so I'm Irene from Cyprus, and I'm a refugee here. I find this topic very, very important because a lot of migrants, I think they face this. 2018, we had a conference here in Cyprus where we kind of talked similar things to this, and I kind of expressed a situation where it's very common with the locals, especially when it comes to African women, especially when it comes to sexual harassment, where they stop them and they ask them if you need money to so they can sleep with you. So for me, I feel like such topic is very important, especially if it is being talked about amongst the locals of every country. Maybe if we can create awareness for them to really understand that such action can really, really affect people. It could affect them in so many ways, because for me, I felt like they are seeing migrants or Africans or asylum seekers or third country nationals as those who have less value, those who are desperate for anything. So even if they offer them a biscuit, a sweet or candies or anything, they're gonna accept any kind of treatment that comes from them. So I'm so privileged to attend this program to learn all of these things, and I wish that it can really be shared among so many countries, so many nationals, especially in aspect in schools, like you talked about before, workplaces. I've heard of girls who have complained about being harassed by their boss, which is something that is so sad. So maybe we can create more awareness about such things. If we can talk about them, do newspapers, do articles where it can be shared for everyone to be aware that we are all equal, and they should equally understand that there are some actions that can cause a lot of tension, and the only way we can combat racism is by reducing the rate at which we harass people, especially the third country nationals or refugees or asylum seekers. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much too for sharing. And yeah, we also hope that through this project, and not only we can share as much as possible the information and get to, raise awareness and educate the people. I think also Simon had the hand raised, or no?
No, it was accidental.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so basically, Mohammed, yeah. Mohammed, you wanna say something? You have your microphone off. I'm not sure you.
Yeah, hello, yeah, Bianca. So I would like first to congratulate you on this insightful presentation that's mostly covered the the most important details concerning all forms of harassment. So speaking of the racial harassment, it is really embedded through scenarios which can manifest, um, you know, um, such ways to develop and use critical thinking to in order to make such say such good solutions for resolving the problem. I mean, since it is a cultural, it is also a psychological one. So, and thus it doesn't reflect on the disabled people only, but the minorities as well, like refugees, for instance.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this was the idea, to try to touch every, minority or like any group that can suffer the harassment, and raise as much as possible the awareness of the
Yeah,
things that are happening and what can be done. I think this is
yeah,
very important
and
too.
yeah, and this can be done through assisting or let's say implementing a set of either online or offline trainings just to raise social let's say social awareness as much as possible.
Lost the connection again with you. Just the last part. You were
Okay.
saying that it can be done online and offline
Yeah,
with the
yeah, it
training.
can be done through. implementing such online and offline trainings so as to raise awareness at large.
Yeah, education, I think it's the key.
Yeah, yeah, it's the key, indeed.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah, very
information.
welcome.
If that's it and nobody else wants to share anything else, I will go to the second type of harassment. That is the religious one. And this one involves unwelcome behavior based on religious beliefs or practices that creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment. Again, it can be under different forms. It can be verbal with insults, slurs, or derogatory comments about one's faith. It can be threats or actual physical attacks based on religion, visual with offensive symbols, graffiti, or gestures targeting the religious beliefs, and the cyberbullying and hate speech directed at religious practices or beliefs. The impact is again on different levels with emotional, social, professional, and physical concerns with decreased job satisfaction or health issues, anxiety, stress, and feelings of alienation. The legal framework um, prohibits religious harassment in workplaces, schools, and public areas, and there are legal recourse and protections available for victims under various national and international laws. The prevention and response can be done through education, implementing awareness programs and trainings about religious tolerance, through policies, establishing clear anti-harassment policies and procedures, support systems, providing access to counseling, support groups, and reporting channels, and taking immediate and appropriate actions against those who harass. The call to action is to promote respect, foster it for all religious beliefs and practices, stand against the harassment, supporting those targeted and then challenging the discriminatory behavior, and creating inclusive spaces, ensuring environments where every individual feels respected and safe regardless of their religious beliefs. I will show you now the video. second. Okay, so this was the video for the religious harassment, and maybe again you have some comments or like anything that you want to share about this, any answers to the questions that you see on the screen, maybe. No? Well, if nobody wants to share, it's okay. I think the video was pretty self-explanatory, and it showed a case, and you could see like what the actions could be. So the key takeaways would be that religious harassment can manifest in many ways, including mockery and exclusion. And prevention involves creating inclusive environments and promoting understanding. We can go to the point of addressing harassment through fostering inclusive environments where diversity is celebrated, provide training on recognizing and responding to harassment, and establish clear reporting mechanisms and supporting systems. I think this could be some of the strategies that we could use in order to address harassment. Now it comes to the role of youth workers and trainers that have the responsibilities to educate and raise awareness among youth about harassment, create safe spaces for open discussion and support, and lead by example and enforce anti-harassment policies. And as best practices, they can do regular workshops and training sessions, they can do active listening and empathetic support, and collaboration with community organizations. Now I also prepared a quiz, so you can either scan or I can put the link in the, oh, sorry. I can try to put the link in the group chat. So whenever you enter the quiz, just please raise the hand. Okay, so let me know if you can see the question on your phone or with the device that you connected.
Yeah, we can see.
Amazing. Okay, so I think more or less everybody responded. We have 21 answers. So we can see them here. Oh, somebody's still answering. Okay, so the correct answer is indeed unwanted behavior based on race, ethnicity, or skin color, or racial harassment. Moving to the second question. Let me know if you can see the second one. Which of the following is an example of religious harassment? Let's see the responses. Okay. Now we have everybody choosing mocking someone wearing a religious garment. And that's, of course, correct. We also saw it in the video as a real case scenario. Now, what are common impacts of racial and religious harassment on individuals? Yep, that's true. Unfortunately, they lead to anxiety, stress, and decreased well-being. What is an effective first step in addressing harassment if you witness it? Yeah. Reporting the incident to a supervisor or authority figure, it can have a bigger impact on a larger scale. It can result to a different approach. That's great. And the last question, which of the following strategies can help prevent harassment in the workplace? Let's see. Yeah, the encouragement to open discussions about diversity and inclusion would be a very good strategy to prevent the harassment. So this was with the quiz. Thank you so much for the answers and for paying attention to it. Now going a bit back to the presentation just for the conclusions, if I have enough time, Anna.
Yes,
Okay.
of course. Of course.
Just a little.
No worries.
Okay. So I like that you also commented about emphasizing about the importance of awareness and actions. So we have to recognize the pervasive nature of religious and racial harassment, commit to educating ourselves and others, take decisive actions against discriminatory behaviors, and create inclusive environments where everyone is respected and valued. We also want to emphasize the importance of solidarity and support. Harassment affects individuals and society as a whole, and we have to stand together and support the victims, advocate for protective and uplifting policies, and build networks of support to make a tangible difference. Moving forward with education and empowerment, we have to equip yourself and ourselves to identify and safely intervene in harassment, promote inclusive practices and policies. Change starts with each of us, and strive for a world where diversity is celebrated and everyone is safe. We have to commit to changing, to reflect on our commitment to addressing harassment, apply today's learning in daily life, speak up against injustice and support those targeted, and foster inclusive spaces for a just and equitable society. For building a better future together, we should address harassment as urgent and necessary. be part of the solution, not just the understanding, work towards a safe and respectful environment for all, and continue striving for an inclusive and harmonious world. And that was it from my side. Thank you so much for paying attention. And I guess that's it. If anyone else has, I think Yaren. Oh, there are a lot of. Oh no, I think the hands were raised from before. So,
Thank you, Bianca. What I understood from the quiz is that the majority understands what is harassment and what's not.
yes,
And that's very good.
I'm super
That
happy.
was very
that-
pleasing. That was very pleasing.
Exactly.
I can still see some hands, so maybe
Yeah, if anybody wants to.
yeah, if anybody wants to say something, we can spare some time. Lubana Khaled, or it's from before?
They can be from the quiz, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we can proceed with the next presentation. We can go with synthesis. Andrea, are you ready for your presentation? So synthesis will talk about harassment in sports and harassment in the LGBTQIA plus communities. So the floor is yours. You can proceed with your presentation.
Thank you, Anna. You can hear me well, right, everyone?
Yep.
Great. Let me share my screen. You can see? You can see the screen, right?
Yep,
We can see the screen.
Great. Thank you. So yeah, as Anna said, we're gonna present harassment in sports and in the LGBTQA plus community. So yeah, let's start with the sports environment. And let me start by saying that harassment is a form of abuse of power, and the power that one thinks has over another person. And it is a form of violence that can have multiple effects on the victims. So when we say harassment in sports, we refer to any unwanted or unwelcome behavior that occurs within the context of sports activities, competitions, or organizations. It usually occurs where one person is in a position of power over another or has the trust of another, and then this trust is abused, or this relationship is abused. It can include verbal abuse, physical intimidation, bullying, discrimination, or any other form of mistreatment directed towards athletes, coaches, referees, or other individuals involved in sports industry. Harassment in sports is also very close connected to gender discrimination and the harmful cultural and social norms that encourage behaviors of sexism, racism, transphobia, homophobia, and behaviors that disproportionately affect female and LGBTQA plus athletes. We have seen many instances of discrimination in sports, as well as harassment, and especially against women and Black women in sports. Also against trans persons, it is there are many cases that discrimination and harassment affects disproportionately trans people in sports. We also see that many reports are not reported or are not properly handled by sports industry. So this is a huge issue and has many effects on the victims. So continuing on this, some of the impacts that can have can affect victims of harassment in sports is, of course, the psychological distress, negative performance effects, loss of interest and withdrawal. This is a very common impact on athletes, social isolation and alienation, and long-term psychological effects. We can see from many reports that trauma of harassment can have long-term psychological effects, impacting athletes' relationships, career aspirations, and overall quality of life. And how do we tackle this harassment and this discrimination, and how can we prevent it? First and foremost, by promoting education and awareness, by establishing clear policies and procedures, promoting a positive and inclusive culture, provide support and resources at all times so that victims of harassment can feel safe, and this support to report the instances and cases of harassment, promote gender equality and diversity in the sports industry, and implement accountability measures, especially for those who are in a position of power. I will just continue with video.
If it doesn't play for you, I can do the same thing that I did before.
Yeah. Is it okay? Can you hear it?
Well, we can't see it. Maybe you're sharing on your PowerPoint and you opened it somewhere else.
Now?
Now, yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you for watching. Let me just share again my screen. Okay, if you have any comments before continuing with the second topic about the video, what stood out on the video, if you have anything you would like to share related to this topic, any comments, or if you want to say anything about this form of harassment and if you have any experience on that.
I think we can proceed. Oh, yes, Simon has raised, yes.
Simon and Mohammed, yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Andrea, for taking us through the harassment that is specifically on sports. Uh, Oftentimes we have experienced uh, harassment in the sports arena, and this has really been something that I've been seeing happening, especially in Europe and other countries. This is basically,
We lost.
and of course, not only the.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me? Perfect. Okay, so what I was trying to say is, we have oftentimes seen that the blacks are often harassed, especially in like countries that are much dominated by maybe like the whites, and we have seen this happening. But of course, one thing that I liked is in certain in certain institutions, this has been something that is seriously taken into concern, and whereby the perpetrators are brought uh, uh, into a court of law, and they are always uh, at least brought into justice, and ensure that we look at each and everyone with respect. And this is something that I have really liked so much. Unlike, of course, in other institutions where someone could raise a concern, but you get to realize that still the top management still keeps quiet, doesn't take any proactive action to deal with such. But the point is, if we could all embrace the beauty that each and everyone has and look at us equally, I think this will help to at least encourage each and everyone that has got talent, whether it being in any field of sports. I think we can see people thriving, but of course, I think it's kind of like now a mannerism in other society, where when they see someone thriving and really excelling well, they turn to now like speak about maybe the skin, and start kind of harassing. And of course, this is something that of course affects the individual, like this athlete so much. But if we can go ahead educating the people to understand, have respect for whoever the person is, regardless of color, I think we can really reduce harassment in sports. Otherwise, this is something which is really very key, and we need to really embrace it and make sure that we have respect for each and everyone in any other society. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Simon. You have raised again important issues. Just to comment that there is still fear of reporting, but you're right that we see that many cases are brought to justice, and this is a very moving forward thing for nowadays. So it is very important that sports as an industry is not restrictive, and it embraces diversity of all athletes. So yeah, thank you for your comments. And Mohammed, you your hand raised. Do you want to comment anything?
Yes, hello, Darandira. Thank you for taking such a brilliant initiative concerning this, concerning what you have covered on this presentation. I mean, speaking of 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 the sport harassment is something that is awfully sensitive and when we talk about the sport industry, it is a kind of public space where people stare at each other. It's not no longer a private space. When there's a private space, it is in between. But if it's if it's exhibited, if the body is exhibited um, publicly, that's something that would be exposed to such psychological and psychological stigmas. So yeah, I think taking a stand in this case could prevent the extent of this this psychological dilemma and yeah and let the marginalized um, voices be heard and have enough freedom to to speak out instead of being voiceless. you know I don't know if my idea is totally there, but this is my observation towards the topic.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Okay.
If no one else has any comments or questions, we can move forward. Yeah, Anna?
Yes, continue.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is one. Yeah.
So the next topic is harassment in the LGBTQIA plus community. And this kind of harassment is also a form of abuse, often assumed power one thinks that has over LGBTQIA plus individuals. And this is usually a behavior that derives from all the constructed stereotypes and cultural and societal norms that are embedded on all of us. And when we say harassment in the LGBTQIA plus community, we refer to, again, any unwelcome or hostile behavior based on an individual's sexuality, gender identity, or expression. These can include verbal, physical, sexual, or psychological abuse, discrimination, or intimidation. It can surely have serious impacts on the mental and emotional well-being on those targeted. Sexist and misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, queerphobic, and racist behaviors are forms of harassment that we can for sure say that disproportionately affect individuals of the LGBTQIA plus community. And that's why the sociological framework of intersectionality is of utmost importance in understanding the ways that multiple forms of inequalities and discriminations intersect and how the interlocking systems of power affect those who are most marginalized in society. Giving a little historical background on the term of intersectionality, it has its roots on Black feminist theory and Black activism. It was originally coined by Kimberly Crenshaw, who is a Black feminist scholar, in 1989. So the concept of intersectionality was discussed, especially because Black women were affected by racism and sexism. It is also worth noting that intersectionality is primarily a tool for understanding the invisible power relations and how they shape the inequalities that result to harassment, and especially on individuals in the LGBTQIA+ community. So intersectionality is not a matter of comparing or adding up the inequalities or the different kinds of inequalities, but simply showing how multiple dimensions and systems of inequality interact with one with another, and how different kinds of oppressions are shaped. Some of the impacts on the individuals affected are, of course, mental health struggles. We see many reports on how individuals in the LGBTQI+ community who face harassment and discrimination have anxiety, depression, self-doubt, and a long trauma of the harassment and abuse. Social isolation is also a harmful impact on the targeted victims. Physical health consequences, especially in Cyprus, we have many reports in the last years on physical harassment in the LGBTQ community. Another serious impact is on self-acceptance and identity development, and the risk of harm and violence. So when we talk about the prevention strategies, again, education and awareness about LGBTQI+ identities, the issues and experiences, enforcing anti-discrimination policies that protect in every environment individuals from the LGBTQI+ community. Allyship and solidarity, also very important. Active support and advocate for systemic change. Resources and support, including mental health counseling, legal assistance on instances, reporting and getting cases into justice, and community organization. Empower of the LGBTQI+ community voices and experiences, giving the platform for storytelling, advocacy, and activism, very important. Engage in continuous learning and reflection. We all have stereotypes embedded on us, so learning and unlearning at the same time, prejudices and issues that are harmful are a continuous learning process. Intervene and support and report incidents of harassment, either as a victim or as a bystander. And also foster an inclusive community where every person feels respected, valued, safe, and affirmed, away from the heteronormative and cisnormative norms. I will continue with our short video on harassment. Let me know if you can see and hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Thank you again for watching this. Any comments or anyone wants to say anything on the topic or share anything? No? Yeah, Mohammed, go ahead.
Yeah, just to reflect on this topic, I've already had the privilege to, to take part in such a training project 3 months ago on this, psychological dilemma, which is the LGBTQ A plus community, through which I was, recommended along with my peers to, or to, let's say, create a sensitive video where we could raise awareness on this issue, on this culture issue, by proposing such, solutions and yeah, and takeaways. So that's merely a short, let's say, short, not reminder, but a notice about this topic. So, and as what you have covered on this, I mean, this kind, or this form of harassment is commonly sensitive, and it is found in anywhere where you can find the minorities. Yeah. Uh, got underestimated and belittled.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So whenever you find the space to which the majority dominates over the minority, that's totally an unbearable, action that you can say.
Exactly. Yes, thank you very much, Mohammed, for
Well,
your
Yeah, and
comments.
this
you're
is
welcome.
also for all kinds of harassment and discrimination, not only for
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed.
So yes.
Yes? Violetta?
Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm a university teacher, and I work with students. And I work with this kind of diversity of different people, different race, different religions, different sexual orientation, etc. And the line is so narrow that sometimes I think that we cannot behave as the expectations are. So sometimes some of my students that are, I'm not sure, not binary, they insist for special relation, so special treatment, but somehow sometimes they have they requirements how to not to say, because we say colleague, you can participate in seminar, please, Anna colleague, please tell me what you think about this topic. And they have the requirements that I cannot say colleague, I have to say her or his or something else. And it's really difficult to can obey or to 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 do it in the same equal level for all the students. So sorry for this different example, but sometimes we are in the same place, we have the same tasks, we are in the university and we support the diversity, but somehow sometimes the teachers, the other students, they don't know how to behave, and sometimes this behavior, some of them thinks that this is not a good behavior. Okay, let's say like that, because I'm really very um, mm, careful with
Yeah,
all
no,
the
no, no. Thank
words.
you.
And so.
Thank you for sharing. I can understand where you're coming from and your point. What I would like to comment is that I know that some things we may find them complex or difficult, but I think that our starting point is to listen and to respect. So if we are open on listening, how one wants to be called or how one wants their pronouns to be. I know that these are issues that we think that are new, but they're not. I think that our starting point should be the respect and the openness to hear and listen what everyone feels safe and right for themselves. And if we are willing to listen and communicate, discussion is not harassment, but being negative or, strict on things that affect other people can be seen as harassment towards them. So yeah, you're right on saying that, but at the same time, if we respect everyone and be open to how everyone feels safe and okay with their way of being, is a good starting point to communicating.
And Andrea, if I may, I totally agree with you. It's a silver line between respect and being negative with something, but again it starts with the lack of knowledge on the specific issue and the lack of information that somebody has. So again, it's the thing that we have to spread the word and let everyone know what these people are saying and what these people are feeling in order to understand, and then proceed with calling them with however they want to be called and all of that. So this is our purpose with the project. We want to spread the word. We want to give the most of information we can give in order to cope with such discrimination and harassment and everything that is related to that. Habib, do you want to share something with us?
Yeah, referring to Andrea's point. I mean, there has to be a kind of empathy. I mean, it needs to be brought into action. That is understanding the other, the marginalized person. Okay, I mean, if there is no need to this. I mean, there has to be a kind of exclusive community. That is to say.
Last comment for that, Mohammed, give me this point of view. This process is two ways, and this is the most important thing, that when we are respectful, open, etc., but it has to be in the two ways.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we put attention of something and the other start to be unsafe and don't know what to do and how to behave. So that's why it's the respect and tolerance two ways
Yeah.
but
Yeah, exactly. We learn from each other. So
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. And I think that it is okay to acknowledge that we can make mistakes, and sometimes we don't have the answers, or we don't know how to reply to things, and that's okay. The starting point, again, I'm saying that it is respect.
Yeah, I mean, humanity should be treated on this basis. So yeah, there has to be kind of moral values. So it's the moral values that justify, or it's a showcase each one's inner qualities, whether he is a human, I'll say, or not.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Thank
this
you,
is
Mohammed.
yeah. You're welcome.
I can see that Musa has raised their hand. You want
Hi
something?
everyone, can you hear me? Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, my name is Musa. I'm from Kenya, I live in Kakuma refugee camp. We're working with non-profit organization. So mine is just a question that I have, and I would like to have some input on it. Because for us in Kakuma, we are living in a diverse community of more than 15 nationalities. And some of the organizations in Kakuma are working on advocacy. But the same organization are just facing uncrowded challenges because of working on some of the programs relating to LGBTI. Reflecting back now, some of the country are still resist on recognizing the queer right. So my question is, so as a non-profit organization, how can organization address this issue to the higher authority effectively?
Sorry, can you please repeat, because I think I lost you. I lost a bit the connection.
Can you hear me now?
Better now. Yeah.
I'm saying that here in Kakuma refugee camp, some of the organization are working on advocacy, especially on LGBTI programs. And the same organization are facing uncrowded challenges just only because they are working on this kind of programs relating to LGBTI. Now reflecting back, you know that some of the countries still resist on recognizing LGBTI right. My question is, how can an organization address this issue to the higher authority effectively in order to help these people who are facing these crowded challenges?
Okay, well, let me ask you, but about what you mean by higher authority. You mean the policies or government or the authority within the organization?
So it's
Government.
very different. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So when talking about the higher authority, maybe for instance, you found that there is some other international or who have some that kind of authority to work on this kind of advocacy programs. That's what I mean.
Yeah, so from our experience doing this project as well, we see that raising awareness and doing workshops, seminars, interactive activities, posting articles or be active on social media is a form of support and also education that, depending on the background of each organization, can produce a form of activism that can help putting, authorities or governments or legal policies or anyone that can do something concrete and valid in terms of the rights and the rights of the LGBTQI plus community. So I don't know if this answers your question, but what we can do as organization, or what each organization can do, or university or a school, is to raise awareness, educate, and create the environments that are safe and respectful for all. And this is a collective, I think, activity. It's not a matter of one person doing something. If there is a collective, support and approach on things that not only affect marginalized community, but everyone, it is a form of activism and can be of serious, support on everyone.
And also this community is very strong. Everyone needs to get their power together and try to do something about it. Of course, with spreading again the word and creating workshops, as Andrea said, and everything that Andrea said.
I don't know if we have time for the quiz. Tia Formazione, our partners from Italy, we will also present their topics. What do you think, Anna? Shall we proceed with?
I think that we are okay because we were late in the beginning, so we can have the quiz 7 minutes, right?
As I always said, sorry, as Tia Formazione, I want to say that today our colleagues Paola, that has sent a lot of mails to many of the participants, has decided to leave. So we have not received their presentation, just for letting you know. And so I'm able in case to talk about the topic, but the presentation was a little bit personal, the one that Paola did, so I cannot interpret that presentation. So just in case, if you want, we can project the videos and I can get a comment. So we can close with everything. Up to you. For me, it's the same.
Yeah, Ines, we can show the videos of Tia and then we can have an open discussion on them.
Perfect. Can you open that for me, please, Anna?
Yeah, I can show the videos, no worries.
That's okay.
So,
thanks a lot.
Shall I continue with the quiz?
Continue with the quizzes, yes.
Thanks a lot, Anna.
No worries.
So yeah, quiz, and then we can show the 2 remaining videos.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Let me know if you can access the link. Can you access the link? Can you just interact with the... okay.
Where's the link?
I've sent the link in the chat.
Okay.
But it is asking me to log in, so...
Okay, maybe you can use this access code. Ines, can you please mute your microphone?
Andrea, we need both the username and password to get in on the Flexi quiz. Can you share
No, try to
QR
share the
code?
screen so that we can scan from your screen.
Yes, you're right. I can share the screen. Just a moment. Sorry. Let me just... okay. Yeah.
The link's not working for me.
Yeah, you can scan this, maybe?
Okay, that's better.
Oh, great. Are you able to answer the questions? Because I think I'm facing some problems with. So yeah, the first question is, what is harassment in sports? If not every one of you could access the quiz, you can use the chat to answer the questions if you would like so. So yeah, the correct answer was any unwanted behavior that makes someone feel uncomfortable. Second question, which of the following is an example of verbal harassment in sports? Giving constructive feedback, using derogatory language towards an athlete, high-five a teammate, encourage a teammate. So yeah, B was the correct answer. Next question is harassment that individuals in the LGBTQA plus community experience can only be physical. True or false? So the correct answer was false. Next question, what is intersectionality? The belief that all LGBTQI plus individuals face the same experiences, understanding how different aspects of a person's identity, race, gender, sexuality intersect and affect their experiences, the idea that LGBTQI plus issues are separate from other social issues. Correct answer was B. Next question. What is a common impact of harassment on athletes? Improved performance, increased confidence, emotional distress and decreased performance, better teamwork. So emotional distress and decreased performance was the right answer. Next question. Harassment can only occur between athletes and coaches. True or false? False is the correct answer. Which statement is an example of an LGBTQIA plus allies action? Laughing at homophobic jokes, speaking up against discriminatory remarks, or pretending not to notice harassment? Speaking up against discriminatory remarks is the right answer. Next question. Using inclusive language is one way to support LGBTQI plus individuals. True or false? true is the correct answer. Bystanders play no role in preventing harassment in both contexts, sports and the harassment in LGBTQI plus community. True or false? And if you could just list 2 actions that you think you can take to create a safer, more inclusive and respectful environment for all. If you manage to write something within the remaining time. And that's the final question on the quiz. Great, let's see some of the answers. Okay. I will just share the last, the conclusions on the presentations. So yeah, as a final remark, I would just like to say that creating a safe and supporting environment is indeed a collective responsibility, and that by empowering the victims of harassment to speak up, supporting them and holding perpetrators accountable, we can create safer and more inclusive environments where everyone can thrive, is respected, can pursue their passion free from fear and discrimination, and be fully embraced for who they are. Thank you very much for taking the time to be on the webinar and for joining us. Let's continue with the final videos, Anna.
Yes, thank
Anna,
you.
don't you think that it's late? Just to get a look at the hours, let me know.
Don't worry. We will show the videos. We will have the open discussion, and then we're gonna proceed with.
It's
with
just for the people. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I'm
it's
here.
gonna be quick. Don't worry. Okay.
No, for me it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
I will now present. I will show you the rest of the videos that we have for online harassment and disability harassment. Okay, this is the first video that I will show you. Let me know if you can hear everything. Okay, that
So
was
this is the first video that has been managed by Tia Formazione. That is one of the Italian partner of this team. So what I would like to ask if there is any questions related to it and on the fact of the cyberbullying that is also used through the social media and whatever we do through publicly and where we receive a sort of harassment and through the online harassment as it has been defined in this presentation. What are your strategies to avoid it?
Or maybe you can share some experiences you had.
Oh, yes, exactly. Also some experience you have had. Maybe it's the one that you can better control, respect to the fact that sometimes we can choose how to deal with the social media. But the people that are looking for problems that are always present also in the social media, even if we don't want to create any kind of difficulties. I think that on this issue, there is nothing to share. So we can, I think, go ahead with the other video.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Anna. This is the last. was the one of the disabilities. What I want to comment is that this kind of disability, this kind of harassment can be commented and discussed with the ones who have disabilities, because we can just imagine what can be a disability and how it can be treated. And so we assist to many situations in which there are forms of disabilities, and how they are, how the people deal with these disabilities. First of all, because it's something that we don't understand perfectly. This is something that creates a sort of defense. You know, you don't understand what's happening, so at the same time, you are a little bit detached from the situation, and so you don't know how to deal. What I feel is that in every situation, as I listened to the other ones that talked at the beginning, respect to the embrace the differences. The right approach is always the same: embrace the differences, and what kind of difference it is. So, respect to the video, I think that it's very difficult to define how can be the feeling of someone that can't walk, or the someone that can't see, or the another one that can't listen to anybody, or many other disabilities. What I see is that it's very difficult to define. It's not only this one is not only harassment, but it's also a fact of living, listening, and looking at the society in another way. So we should be very of help from these people, because they are part of the society, and part of the society may be also. I have had experiences personally with the person with disabilities, and you learn a lot from them, because it's a way of really understanding another point of view. And also, you see that if there is one disability, there is something that is much more strong. So there is always a balance in a person. And this is something that I really have the experience to get this experience. And really wish also to you to try to feel this experience, and because everybody has in your own family maybe someone with some disabilities. And there are also moments with the one who have disabilities when you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot if you are open-minded, obviously, and you are not defended, not offended. So if you want to talk, I see Violeta. Hi, Violeta. We talked before.
Just some comments. First, I'm really surprised of the statistics that you give us in this video, because I'm really stupefied how somebody can mock with people with disability. But maybe in your research you find this and this awful. Just like comment and good practices. For example, I think that the accessible environment is very important in this case. To can these people be enough inclusively participate in all the activities. And two things, for example, in our university, we have a ramp, and also we made a big project with students, with blind students, for Braille, for all the tables.
Braille,
and
yes.
I have two students, they merit, they are blind.
Really?
And yes, and I made a big workshop, one class, that I wanted that everyone know how to behave, what to do, how to add or help, or because this defense that they have, strong defense, they start to be like they don't want to be touched, they don't want to.
Yes.
And how to prevent this when we want to help but we don't know how? So 1 hour
Yes.
and a half they explain what is the necessary actions that we have to take. And I'm really proud, because I put the task every single week and they have to make the video. And usually when they have this type of tasks, they said, give me one work to do, other work, not this one, because it's really clear that they cannot make a video.
Yes.
But I challenged them and I said, no, no, you will do this. So I made the video, but they participated in it.
Yes.
They are so, so happy. And I'm happy. And all of us are happy because this is the way that they will be part of classes, part of community, part of our life. And I think that this
Yes.
is the way.
Yes, absolutely. I want to specify that respect to the video, I didn't make that research directly because as you listened, I'm just replacing another person, so I cannot grant about this data. Just to let you know, before I grant only what I do directly.
Before I give the floor to Mohammed, I wanted to add something to what Violeta said, that, and of course, Ines, that you can never understand how is it to live with a disability if you don't have a disability. I also have some experience with some of my relatives. My grandparents were deaf mute, both of them, so it was really difficult for them to go out to live their lives. So inclusivity is very important in this situation.
Absolutely.
And of course, education. We have to give
Yes,
the appropriate information to everyone on this topic,
I
because it's
agree.
very difficult to live with a disability, every disability. So yeah.
I agree completely. But also, what I can say, I have now a mother that is ancient woman, and she is 85 years old. She said 84 because she is not yet 85, but anyway, she's in the middle. And I see that she has a lot of disabilities due to the age, due to the fact that there are a lot of, she doesn't manage to walk. But believe me, it's one of the best moments in my life with my mother, because I really understand a lot of her character, because the people in the moment of disability, if they enter in the right perception, they accept things that they have never accepted. And if you give a hand, they understand everything and they enter more in communion with you. And honestly, I'm learning a lot in this period respect to what is a disability, because fortunately, I have not had other experience before, except one of my relative that has had obviously other experience, but is a little bit far from me. But looking at my mother, the ancient people, it's really an experience that probably will come back when I will be ancient.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have to add one more video for old people.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Mohammed, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I would like to comment on the disabled people. So speaking of them, or let's say speaking of this category of people, they should not be underestimated. I mean, they are kind of people who are crafty. Though though they are physically disabled, but you cannot you get let's say you get astonished while seeing their creativity goes
Yes, yes,
about the let's say above. So yeah, I have a brother who is part of the disabled people. Yeah, but he isn't physically, let's say, he's like he's a kind of smart person.
yes,
Uh, though when you see him, it sounds like he's part of them. But when you check out a bit more through his creativity and you would see then that 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 the opposite is that the opposite side is true, right? So yeah, I mean, it's better to provide such a vibrant space for them where they can showcase their utmost sense of you know creativity yeah and uh, and intelligence. Um, yeah, so that's basically my observation.
Yes, it's true that sometimes it depends how we deal with them and what is the environment where they are in and how we
Yeah,
deal in the environment.
sometimes
Because,
it takes to be sometimes
yes,
it takes to be a psychologist to deal with it. It takes to
exactly.
be it takes it's like as the idiom goes, it's like the trade of the we say it's the trade of how can I say, it's the trade of the forgotten about the idiom. It goes with this idea. It's like dealing with what do you say, going through such a such a work in depth. It takes you to be more professional, not just instead of jumping into things, what they say, into things randomly. Uh, because at the end of the day, it's a matter of it's a responsibility and yeah. So that's the point.
Yes, it's a fact of sensitivity, empathy, and also everything that is related to our inner strengths that we can express in. That's why I'm saying that I'm learning and growing because you enter more in a relation with your deeply with yourself. If you want really to get help, to enter in contact with them, because it's important to create that bridge because it's something that helps us, not them. It helps more us.
Yeah, there should be a kind of appreciation
Yes,
towards
exactly.
towards yeah, because you
Yes,
never underestimate their efforts and
yes, I
yeah.
agree with you. You enter also more in contact deeply with yourself.
Yeah, they should be always in touch and
Yes,
let's say assessment, because that's what it should be taken into account.
yes, I believe that you're right. This is the only one way that can create really, because what is important, as Anna was saying, is inclusivity. So we have to find a way to include, and inclusion is the word, the key word in I think that Europe in every situation, because it's we are human beings at the end of the day.
Yeah, there should be a space of peace building.
Yes. So thanks a lot. If we can, I can leave also my email in case you want to get in contact. I would like really thank all of you and all the partners of the project and coordinator.
And of course, you can join also our social media and Animatopedia website. I will also share the QR codes with you so you can find us. I think that before Andrea and Barbara give you the links to our social media and websites on the chat. So right now, I would like to ask you to take some time right now while we're on the call to evaluate the videos and the whole experience you had with us at this webinar. Um, it's gonna take up to 5 minutes, so maybe if you can scan questionnaires and evaluate them, we will really appreciate that.
Thanks a lot.
Mohammed, can I ask you kindly to mute your micro?
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for the reminder. I didn't forget.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much. And now I will give you a QR code, which you can scan, and you can get your certificate. Everything is written, but you have to write your name on it. So maybe you can scan it and take your certificate this way. And I think that we are at the end of our webinar. Again, I would like to thank everyone for being here with us. Some of the participants have left earlier, I know. We've been a little bit late, but thank you for your patience. I hope that you learned something from us today. Yes, we will try to do that also. So I don't know if you want to discuss anything else, if you want to bring something up. Okay, thank you.
I just want to thank you of these powerful messages that you give us. And yes, and just to think a little bit more about these topics.
You can always
And
reach out to us through our website and social media.
I follow you, so it's okay. I will. And also, I hope to can use these videos for youth, for younger people. So
Yeah,
I think that my son was looking at watching the video. So I think it's 12 years old. So I think it's very understandable and
that
about
was the goal. That was the goal. So that's great. Thank you so much, Violeta. Jillian, you want to share something with us?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for the webinar, and I am wondering if we can contact you if we have any questions,
Yeah.
because I have a group that I'm supposed to report to, so they might.
Yes, of course. You can reach out to us, as I told you, as I said before, to Violeta through our social media and, of course, our website. And if you follow us on our website, you will see when we will upload all our videos on our YouTube channel, so you can also have access to them.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a great day, evening. So.
So Anna, we are waiting for the next one.
Sorry?
We are waiting for the next one.
Yep. Thank you, Violeta. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful summer and a little bit of rest.
Thank you. You too. You too.
I'm coming in your country next week, so it's okay.
My country, Greece?
Yes.
I'm living in the Netherlands right now, but yes, I will go to Greece
Yes.
too.
Okay, see you in
I hope you
Mesagala.
have fun. I hope you have fun in Greece.
Absolutely. I'm sure. Okay.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.